Now on Denver 7 News at 7 a.m. on Local 3, families and classmates are processing an incredible loss this morning after a deadly crash killed several students. We are hearing from relatives of a survivor who's fighting for her life.
Meanwhile, 3 people are recovering after the floor of a home collapsed into the basement. Dramatic video from inside and what neighbors are saying about this scary scene.
And building codes holding Marshall Fire victims back from a fresh start. How city requirements are impacting rebuilding in Louisville, now over a month after the Marshall Fire. We're also following breaking news overseas. Leaders from Ukraine and Russia are talking on day 5 of the invasion.
Started at 4 a.m. Ukraine negotiators are demanding an immediate ceasefire and withdrawal of Russian troops. U.S. intel, though, suggests Belarus, where the talks are being held right now, might soon join Russia's invasion. If that happens, the White House is prepared to levy severe sanctions against them as well. Russian President Vladimir Putin is meeting with his finance ministers today because their markets and currency have lost so much value over the last few days. The main Russian stock market didn't even open today after stocks were crushed last week. Thanks for joining us to start your week. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. And here's some very good news. We are going to be back in the 60s today and this week. Katie LaSalle is here with a look at your forecast.
Good morning, you guys. I love this forecast we have this week. It's going to be a lot warmer, especially compared to the frigid conditions we saw last week. This morning, waking up to clear skies off to the west, mostly cloudy still here over the metro area, but we are expecting a mostly sunny afternoon. You can see satellite and radar, no advisories in place, but that cloud cover does stretch from Denver out across the eastern plains. Temperatures right now, it's a cool but not quite as cold start to the morning. Low 30s currently into Centennial, downtown, up through Thornton and Commerce City. Out and about today, expect plenty of sunshine by noon, 55 by then, and daytime highs near 60 degrees, even warmer by the middle of the week. More on the next chance for seeing rain and snow arrive coming up.
We're going to need some extra time getting down to the Denver Tech Center, and this is the reason why. We have a new crash between Bellevue and Orchard right here on that southbound side. It is also affecting 225 coming in from Parker Road. Take a look from Air Tracker 7 over it now. You can see the left lane and that left center lane. So lanes 1 and 2 always count from the left side across the highway. So there's lanes 1 and 2 on the southbound side that are blocked. It looks like it's fairly minor. They should be able to clear this out fairly soon. You can see the drive times right now at about 10 minutes to 12 minutes longer than normal on that southbound side, and 225 is also affected. Still have the semi off to the right side, southbound or the westbound side of I-70 over by Central Park, and still real busy up to that north side from earlier problems as well.
The Jeffco School District will send a crisis team to Stanley Lake High School today after several students were killed in a car crash over the weekend.
Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us. And Christian, we are hearing from relatives of a young woman who survived the crash, at least for now.
Yeah, it is an unimaginable loss for these families, and we spoke to the grandfather of one of the crash victims who says that she's in the hospital fighting for her life right now. Police say the crash happened Friday evening. 5 people died after 2 SUVs collided. 3 people survived, including 15-year-old Anaya Whitehorn, but her family says she suffered brain and spine injuries, 2 broken legs, and broken ribs. And her grandfather says the car she was in looked like it had fallen off a bridge, and it's a miracle she survived.
We're lucky that Anaya lived through this. There are other family members right now dealing with funeral arrangements, and I can't imagine what they're going through right now.
He did say Anaya's best friend died in that crash. If you'd like to support the victims' families, we do have a link to their GoFundMe pages on our website, thedenverchannel.com. Live in Westminster this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. Also this morning, 3 people are recovering after the floor of a home collapsed during a party in Arapahoe County.
And Denver 7's Veronica Acosta is here. Veronica, the images and videos of this chaotic situation are all over social media.
And you're seeing those terrifying moments right here behind me. So scary. Videos like this one that we're showing, and they show just how many people were in that home and the moment that floor collapsed. Take a closer look at the video. You see all of those people together in the home, and then the really scary part, the collapse of that first floor into the basement. In other similar videos, you see people trying to crawl their way out as well. We spoke with neighbors who live on East Princeton in Arapahoe County, right near the home where the collapse happened. They said they started seeing a rush of cars early Saturday morning, but weren't too concerned, though that all changed when law enforcement vehicles were on their block.
We were watching TV and we saw something going on. You're worried it's more of a shooting going on or something like that, because my wife watched people running. I think somebody just posted the happy birthday on Instagram or something, and everybody just showed up. Yeah, not responsible.
That first floor collapse did cause a gas leak, but crews were able to shut that line off pretty quickly. We know 3 teens were injured. One of them suffered serious injuries. A family member did tell us the home had been in the family for 2 decades, and they, of course, are devastated by what happened. In studio, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Veronica. Taking a live look now at Ukraine's capital city. It is day 5 of the Russian invasion, and Russian troops are meeting tough resistance. A NATO official says the Russian forces are running out of food, fuel, and ammunition as the battles drag on longer than they anticipated. Here's ABC's M. Wynn.
The conflict in Ukraine presses on, with a major battle underway in Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, where Ukrainian troops managed to push back their attackers' brief siege of the city. U.S. officials and many analysts say Putin underestimated the Ukrainians.
He was, I think, clearly hoping for an easier path to victory, and now he's not only losing some tactical engagements, but he's losing this entire war of messaging.
The White House calling out Putin's latest move after he ordered his nuclear deterrent forces on high alert in response to what he called aggressive statements from NATO countries.
This is really a pattern that we've seen from President Putin through the course of this conflict, which is manufacturing threats that don't exist in order to justify further aggression.
President Biden and allies working over the weekend to banish big Russian banks from the main global payment system, SWIFT, a move meant to isolate and cripple Russia's economy. Already this morning, Russia's central bank more than doubled interest rates to an unprecedented 20% as they scrambled to manage the fallout from Western sanctions. The U.S. and other nations also shoring up supplies and defense aid to Ukraine as civilians struggle to get out of the country.
Me and my husband with my 2 daughters, we escape because I'm very dangerous for my family, and I'm very sorry for happening.
The United Nations says now more than 500,000 people have fled Ukraine, the most in a single event since World War II.
Over the weekend, Coloradans rallied on the steps of our state capitol to show their support for Ukraine. Denver 7 spoke to a woman who still has family and close friends there, and she says her town is being hit by bombs and Russian tanks, and her loved ones are in underground shelters to stay safe.
It's getting worse over there as well, because Russian military tanks were placed there yesterday, and they're just hiding behind civilians because it's a town, and Ukrainian army won't be attacking because there are civilians.
Maria told us she spoke with her family over the weekend, and of course they're scared, but they are okay right now. She takes comfort that people from around the world are standing up in solidarity with Ukraine.
Tomorrow, Louisville City Council will consider suspending new building codes after backlash from people whose homes burned down in the Marshall Fire. The new codes took effect in November, just a month before the fire destroyed hundreds of homes. The changes include requiring homes to have Energy Star appliances, solar panels or credits, and vehicle charging stations in the garage. Residents say these requirements would add anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 to their rebuilding costs. And a concert tonight to help Marshall Fire victims will be full of recognizable names. Dave Matthews, One Republic, and Nathaniel Rateliff are just a few of the artists taking part in the live streaming show.
We're excited to help out with this issue. A lot of these homes that were destroyed are middle-class families that are underinsured. And so we really want to hopefully keep people located where they are and keep them from having to relocate.
Tickets are just $10 each, but larger donations are also welcome. The live stream starts at 7 tonight. It'll be available for 24 hours after as well.
A new report highlights how climate change is already impacting everyday life.
And February is American Heart Month. We're sharing the near-death experience of one Colorado man and his warning to others.